Hey Simon, Neville Appleton from Snowboard Addiction, how's it going? Congrats on your Wildcats, man, looking awesome. I got a couple of bits of feedback. I just want to say nothing wrong with these. These are just ways to make it, improve it as you get on the track of doing more of these. Stoked to see you landing them. Let's watch them. Here we go. Wildcat number 1 and Wildcat number 2. And we got a little backside 180 on the end. So mainly this is just about feedback on what you can do better. So if I freeze frame it, I want to show you a couple of things. The main thing that I've seen going on is you're putting more effort into the lip than you need to. So when I say that, right now you're kind of disconnecting and you're letting your upper body disconnect from your lower body, if you can see what I mean right here. So on the freeze frame you can see. Now in reality, you don't need to do that. You will easily get a backflip around while keeping your upper body and lower body disconnected. So if you watch me right now, if I was to go off, I'm regular as well, if I was to go off and do a Wildcat off a jump, you want to be popping mostly off the tail of your board, but keeping your upper body more in line with your lower body so it doesn't become disconnected. And what you'll find if you do that, you'll actually get better pop and you'll have a better trajectory in your Wildcat. Now, there's one other thing that I want to point out as well, is that as you come off your tail, because you're kind of bending down quite a bit, look how it's going onto your toe edge. So I've kind of freeze framed it there right as you're going off. It's because you're bending down and putting a lot of in with your upper body, it's actually forcing you to go off your toe edge. Ideally, what you want to do is go completely off a flat base. So come into that Wildcat, up, off the flat base. So instead of throwing the body down so much, I want you to concentrate on popping up off your tail and having that backflip come around. That is my main feedback. There's another little bit of feedback here. Look, you're still landing it, which is good. You're absorbing a lot with your lower body. So what I mean by that is as you come down and land, you're hinging a lot. Now, on a park landing, no problem, because park landing is pretty smooth. But if you were to land like that on any kind of bumpy terrain, off-piste, variable terrain, bumps or anything, it's quite hard to hold your balance when you're in that position. It's going to throw you off a lot better. It's going to throw you out of balance. So what you want to do, ideally, is land bending more with your knees down, your chest up a bit more. Absorbing it more with your knees down and forward rather than absorbing it with your upper body. That would be a more beneficial way of landing the Wildcat. Sweet. Now let's go into the second one. Same thing. You'll see right as you go off here, you're putting a lot more into your upper body than you need to. Now of the two, that one's better, but you can focus on popping up rather than throwing down. That'll give you a better Wildcat. You can also see you're getting a little bit toe edge heavy there. Right as you go off, instead of going flat off the tail, you're getting a little bit toe edge. But landing the trick, no problem, riding away. Backside 1. One thing I spotted on this back one here, looking at your stance here, I would check how wide your stance is. So when I see your stance right there, it looks slightly wide for me. Now, if you like a wide stance, no problem at all. To give you a bit of reference, I'm 5'9", and I ride 21.5-inch stance. That's pretty neutral for my height. Comparing myself to all of the pro snowboarders around the world, they would be in that range. Yours, and when you measure a stance width, it's from center of binding to center of binding. So take a tape measure and check what it is center of binding to center of binding and let me know. And how tall you are. I just got a feeling it might be slightly wide. Okay, we're going back 1 here. One thing I spotted on your back 1 is that your legs are kind of bending up behind your back a little bit. You can kind of see it. So right here, you're bending up behind your back. Nothing wrong with that, but it's more stylish if you were to keep the board flat underneath you. So one way that you could avoid that is if you try to do an indie grab, in this position you wouldn't be able to do an indie grab because your toes are pointing down, but if you try to do an indie grab or a Weddle grab, it's going to keep that board more flat under you, which is just going to look better. That's all, just going to look better in typical style of snowboarding. But other than that, looks like you landed it right away, blind landing. You can see you're kind of looking for the knuckle there. Awesome. Great work. Awesome to see some Wildcats and back ones. Keep it up. This is Neville Appleton from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.